take a guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Floyd Mayweather has once again sent shockwaves through the boxing world, publicly calling out Terence "Bud" Crawford immediately after Canelo Alvarez's latest fight. Known for his unmatched confidence, flawless 50-0 record, and strategic brilliance, Mayweather didn't mince words, hinting that he's willing to step back into the ring for yet another high-stakes showdown. The boxing community erupted with excitement and speculation at the possibility of seeing Mayweather face Crawford, widely regarded as one of the most dangerous pound-for-pound fighters on the planet. The idea alone has reignited debates across social media, podcasts, and gyms around the world, stirring the question, could the undefeated legend truly return to test himself against the sport's most complete fighter today? The tension in the boxing world is absolutely palpable.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7, 10-9 rounds clear and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence "Bud" Crawford cemented his place in history by defeating Canelo Alvarez via unanimous decision to become the undisputed super middleweight champion. The monumental bout took place at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13, 2025, one of the most anticipated fights in modern boxing history. Crawford, who moved up 2 weight divisions to face Canelo, entered the ring radiating confidence. Despite facing a naturally bigger and more powerful opponent, he neutralized Alvarez's strengths with masterful footwork, timing, and precision punching. Round after round, Crawford dictated the pace, dismantling Canelo's rhythm with surgical accuracy and intelligent counterpunching. It was a masterclass, a performance that confirmed Crawford's dominance across multiple weight classes and placed his name among boxing's all-time greats.
What did you think? What did you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I love the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was going to go. I didn't think the weight was going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record saying I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen, and I knew we would have known after the first, second, and third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Bud was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, start to wear him down. Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, but I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud is the best, but he's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease.
Break,
You got to respect him.
break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by taking Canelo respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans and they hear what people are saying. Canelo was, I'm sorry, not Canelo, Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
Interestingly, Mayweather Jr. wasn't just watching, he had money on the line. Confident in Crawford's abilities, Mayweather placed a $50,000 bet on Bud to win outright against Canelo, despite Crawford entering the bout as the underdog with plus 148 odds. When Crawford triumphed via unanimous decision, Mayweather's faith was rewarded, turning his wager into $124,000 in winnings. More than just a payday, the bet reflected Mayweather's deep understanding of the sport and his recognition of Crawford's talent. In essence, the undefeated legend placed a stamp of validation on Crawford's greatness, with both money and respect.
Check this out, guys. Floyd Money Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're gonna hear from Crawford, and I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather bet on Crawford and made some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio, because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rival. So I don't expect anything different.
In the aftermath, Floyd Mayweather didn't hold back his praise. He declared Terence Crawford the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, applauding his discipline, adaptability, and ability to dominate from lightweight to super middleweight. For Mayweather, greatness isn't just about titles or highlight knockouts, it's about consistency, mastery, and the ability to prove superiority against elite opponents time and again. He believes Crawford has done exactly that, solidifying himself as the man to beat in modern boxing.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number.
Interestingly, the respect runs both ways. Terence Crawford has long admired Mayweather, not only for his skill inside the ring but also for how he managed his career, brand, and legacy. Over the years, Crawford has received mentorship and private advice from Floyd, which he's taken to heart and applied in his own career. Their relationship has evolved beyond admiration. It's become a bond built on ambition, precision, and legacy, two perfectionists from different eras who understand exactly what it takes to reach the pinnacle of the sport.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hate type shit to me.
Yeah, like plot.
I ain't never been that type of person.
In a surprising twist, Canelo Alvarez himself admitted during a post-fight press conference, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." The statement was shocking, especially considering Canelo's only career loss came at the hands of Mayweather back in 2013, when he was just 23 and undefeated. Crawford's performance indeed mirrored brilliance, showcasing elite hand speed, sharp footwork, and strategic patience that completely neutralized Canelo's power advantage. Despite jumping up 2 divisions, Crawford's defensive discipline and counterpunching precision made Alvarez look ordinary. It was a poetic reminder that skill can dismantle size, a truth Mayweather himself had demonstrated years earlier.
Fight Hub TV, right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
However, not everyone agreed with Canelo's comments. Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle and veteran trainer, quickly fired back. He argued that Canelo's statement was less about truth and more about saving face, an attempt to make his loss look better by hyping Crawford. Jeff reminded fans that Floyd beat Canelo while he was in his prime and that Mayweather's defensive intelligence remains unparalleled. While he acknowledged Crawford's greatness, Jeff insisted that nobody, not even Bud, has mastered the art of defense, timing, and control quite like Floyd Mayweather.
Remember, Canelo that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw, and then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So.
Yeah. What was Canelo? What? 20-something? 21? 23? 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Yeah, very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people, but
How you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you were 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
To
make himself look like he did something.
Renowned trainer Greg Hackett also joined the debate, reinforcing the belief that Mayweather remains the superior fighter overall. Though he praised Crawford's win over Canelo, Hackett emphasized that Floyd's defensive genius and ring IQ put him on another level entirely. He noted that while Crawford's reign is extraordinary, Mayweather's legacy built on decades of dominance and an undefeated record is a blueprint of perfection. The conversation, Hackett added, isn't about disrespecting Crawford, but about acknowledging that Mayweather's consistency and career longevity are unmatched.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time. Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we didn't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look.
Promoter Eddie Hearn echoed a similar sentiment. He dismissed Canelo's claim that Crawford is superior to Mayweather, arguing that Crawford's resume still lacks the depth and quality of Floyd's. Hearn pointed out that while Crawford has notable wins, many of his opponents weren't at their peaks. In contrast, Mayweather defeated multiple prime champions across different eras, from De La Hoya and Hatton to Pacquiao and Canelo, maintaining his dominance without ever suffering defeat.
Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. But I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault. His resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now Ricky Burns is a great fighter. He's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is you know, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. You know, even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. You know, I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, you know, Gamboa. You know, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying to get a finish?
Boxing figure Carmel Moughton also weighed in, reaffirming that Floyd Mayweather will always be the GOAT. He explained that while Crawford's achievements are historic, greatness isn't measured by a single performance, it's defined by longevity, dominance, and evolution. Moughton praised Crawford's win over Canelo but reminded fans that Mayweather maintained his excellence over 2 decades, against every style imaginable, and never lost. To him, Floyd's unblemished career and legendary consistency keep him in a tier of his own.
Where do you sit with this? Because 2 pound-for-pound greats of this era. Canelo, we see the resume. Crawford, you know, 2-time undisputed. Potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, you know, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. You know, we've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size. If not, Crawford look a little bigger than. Yeah, for sure. So, you know, really just we're gonna see tomorrow, you know, how it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like will win. You know, I feel like it's even playing fields, and you know, both guys coming ready. So we're just gonna have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard because obviously you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is great. But does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonards, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well, because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. You know, of course nobody will, but I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
Crawford himself addressed the constant comparisons to Floyd Mayweather with remarkable composure. He stated that each fighter belongs to his own era and that both should be celebrated independently. "I'm the greatest of my time," Crawford said, just like Mayweather was in his. Meanwhile, Crawford's longtime trainer Brian "Bomac" McIntyre confirmed there's no rush for Bud's next move. After one of the biggest wins of his life, McIntyre insisted Crawford deserves time off to rest, recover, and reflect before even thinking about his next fight. For now, the focus is on rest, not rivalry.
And you know what? We're going to get back in the gym. We're going to get back in the gym, and we're going to assess that. And, you know, right now I just want him to go on vacation, have some fun, spend time with his family, man, because we trained for like probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home.
And what for you?
Yeah. Damn. And for you? Hey, this is thing. Appreciate you.
What you saying about training a half a year?
We trained almost a half a year for that fight. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so sharp. You know, everybody.
Crawford's close ally Bernie the boxer voiced frustration after the fight, claiming that even though Crawford won decisively, the scorecards didn't fully capture his dominance. He argued that many rounds were scored too closely, despite Crawford clearly controlling the fight with his jab, movement, and combinations. His emotional reaction underscored how even unanimous victories can stir controversy in boxing's judging system.
This is the second time you destroy every myth. Can he take a punch? Is he strong? Is this guy too strong? Man, he did everything. He did everything, didn't he? Stood and fought with him. See how he
within the pocket. Within the pocket.
Turned him. Did everything. Talking about he too strong. Turned him a couple times. Pushed him. Crawford the best.
As discussions continue, one fact remains: Floyd Mayweather has a unique connection to this saga. He defeated Canelo years ago in masterful fashion, and now, he's watching Terence Crawford dominate that same opponent. By calling out Crawford, Mayweather isn't just chasing a payday or attention, he's reigniting the spirit of competition and challenging the narrative of who truly stands atop boxing's mountain.
He fought Floyd Mayweather at what, 23?
23.
That's so fucking young. And he was like, that was when he was
He was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you were like 23. What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him, because if you beat him, you wanna be the best in the world. 23, so imagine that. But he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter.
So the question now echoes across the boxing world: is Floyd Mayweather truly considering a comeback to face Terence "Bud" Crawford? Could this become one of the biggest fights in boxing history? Or should money stay retired and let Crawford continue carving his own legend? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because if this fight ever happens, it won't just be another boxing event, it would be history.